All right. I think we're live. Hello, everybody. This is my pal, Rod Thunderheart. And you know what, Rod? Cardinal Sin always used to start. Remember, he used to start the streams by cheersing, and so cheers to you in honor of Gil. Because
cheers, Gil.
Chill. Cheers. We wouldn't be here without Gil. I wouldn't be. Wouldn't be streaming.
My beverage may not be alcoholic, but is definitely mushroom centric.
That was water, but yes. All right. Hey, and let's welcome to Thursday night travel talk with Spidey, special co-host Rod Thunderheart, and we already have a whole bunch of people in the chat. Hey, someone's enthusiastic. DJ Play Nice. Hey.
Hey, Miskatonic Madman.
Yeah, good to see you.
Play Nice. Hey, William Shakespeare Spielberg. Hey, he toasted Cardinal Sin too.
You're damn right he did.
Nice.
Cheers, William Shakespeare Spielberg. Miskatonic Madman, hello, welcome to you. Hey, DJ Play Nice, fantastic. So I'm going to start by introducing Rod. And Rod, you just real quick before we get into Cambodia, because I'm stoked to talk about Cambodia. What do you know about Cambodia? And do you have any desire to go there? And what brought you here tonight?
Well, it's funny you say
travel.
Yeah, because especially travel, and actually, I saw it on Anthony Bourdain. In fact, on one of his, it's a couple years old, probably a couple years old by now, but Anthony Bourdain, or sorry, not Bourdain. What am I thinking? No.
Is my favorite guy.
No. They're in the cars.
He traveled.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah, and he actually went to Cambodia too. As a matter of fact, in his own words, oh boy, did he have some seething hatred for Henry Kissinger.
Right. Yeah. I'm not familiar with the politics there, but I'm assuming Kissinger had something to do with monopoly or taking advantage of Cambodia and the people.
That's right. Yeah. And then as a result, there's actually unexploded landmines hidden in the land, then sand everywhere in Cambodia.
Funny story. You should say that, because when you take a bus around Cambodia, they tell you if you have to stop and get off the bus and go to the toilet, or you don't take a leak, do not go don't step off the road. You do your business on the road, because if you step off the road, you risk
that's right
in a landmine. So sorry.
Just finding them. Yeah.
If you have to, they will stop the bus because they're long bus rides and they're bumpy roads. Yeah, but whatever you're doing is going to take place on the road. It's crazy.
Yeah. I've actually even got a meme where direct quote from Anthony Bourdain, and it says, if you've ever been to Cambodia, he said, you will never want to stop beating Henry Kissinger to death with your fists.
Hello, Susan Dolan, and welcome.
Hey, hi, Susan Dolan.
And William Shakespeare Spielberg says, R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain. In any case, very sad that. Yes. And he also says, the night we all get to live vicariously through other folks' adventures. Well, hey, I'd love to have any of you on, and we can discuss your adventures. Everybody's got adventures, Rod. Everyone, maybe it's not in Cambodia, but everyone has adventures.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I've got a funny story about that, actually. Buddy and I were a fella who I just finished teaching English in Japan, and managed to save up a bit of cash. And so he and I had become good friends teaching English in Japan. He was from New Zealand. And well, what do? You save up your money and you go, you're already over there. So you travel around Southeast Asia. So yeah, we did Vietnam, and you do a loop. You start in Thailand, and then you go up through Laos, you don't really pronounce the S. Then you can do a boat ride down the Mekong River, all down Laos, and then over into Vietnam, and then Cambodia, and then back into Thailand. So you do a circle. It's a backpacker circle, and you see the same backpackers in the different hostels around, and it was fantastic. But on the bus rides, you cannot go far from the road or because to do your business. And one girl that was on the bus with us, she was an Asian Australian girl. She actually had to go to the bathroom. So they do a stop, and it's like dusk or whatever. And so, you try and find a bit of privacy wherever you can on this dusty forest, mountain, hillside, dirt road. But it's, one strip of pavement through it. And she went up in this this clearing but it happened to be this property. And she wanted to get off the road a little bit, but not into the woods where the landmines were. So she went on this lady's yard, and this lady comes out and starts like swatting at her with a broom while she's trying to finish peeing. And she gets back on the bus, and it was hilarious. But yeah, that's true. Landmines active in Cambodia. And you know what? Let's throw up a map. Let's start. Do you want to start the slides?
Start the slides. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And now I'm thinking. I just realized. Yeah. Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. They'd actually been to Cambodia. They'd been to Cambodia too, and they actually went during the season when it wasn't. I think it was May or something like that. I mean, like the water was down a little bit, but it still was like it was still fairly deep. But I mean, like it was like for them, I think it was like I remember Jeremy jumped out, and then like it was up to here on him. But he said I'm walking on the riverbed, and so it really wasn't that deep, But I mean, like it was expansive and like holy crap, like. Like miles and miles, and then he showed pictures of what it looks like during the dry season, and holy crap, there's like no water there at all. Like where the riverbed is, like it's just like
it can be, yeah.
So
here's a map for Cambodia, folks, and I think now here's close. Now here my cursor, Rod, and I think everyone can see my cursor. Here's Thailand right there, up here. That's Bangkok. You can see Bangkok there. So that's Thailand. And down in the opposite corner here is can you see it here?
China?
Here it is right here. Here is Ho Chi Minh City. So this is the Mekong Delta in Vietnam here.
Oh.
And so here's the border. My cursor is basically going around the border. Here's the border of Cambodia, where it borders Vietnam. And then over on the other side, here's the border with Thailand. So it's a pretty narrow country. It's pretty small. There's about 15 million or so people there. When I was there 15 years ago, it was one of the poorest, if not the poorest country in the world. But they have some incredible culture. They have the Angkor people. It's a Kingdom of Cambodia, apparently. And I've got pictures of a palace there. And the Angkor people have a long history. The Angkor, it's a G and a K, depending on who you ask. And you know what? I haven't shared the stream out yet, so let me do that right away.
You know what? I just realized if that's the one where I think it is, Angkor Wat.
That is that is the main site in it's a jungle-ridden archaeological palace complex. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, the Penis Tower,
absolutely.
Right?
And
Penis Tower, right?
I didn't see a penis. I didn't see a penis tower. Maybe I missed it.
Well, that's exactly where they filmed. That's exactly Angkor Wat is exactly where they filmed Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay, right. Hello.
Bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that. Hello, Carla Burton. Welcome, and hail to you. So I just shared it.
Carla Burton.
Let's see if we can get some more cool people in here. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Yeah.
So this is Cambodia, like I said, and I'll bring up the map again here. So this lake here is Tonle Sap Lake, and it's right in the middle of Cambodia. And so right north of here, where my cursor is Siem Reap, and that is the town that Angkor Wat is closest to. I think Angkor Wat is just north, and it's an amazing palace, archaeological site, temple ruins complex, and so you go to Siem Reap to see that. And the other city of note in Cambodia is its capital down here, where the king's palace is, and that's Phnom Penh. It's really hard for me to pronounce because it's P and H and an N right together, a lot of consonants, but I believe it's Phnom Penh. Please correct me. And I've got some photos, beautiful photos of that city. It's an interesting city. It's a capital city, but boy, it ain't London. There's dirt roads, buddy. There's dirt roads.
Mhm.
Hello. Hey, great to see you. Suzanne Eckstein. Hello and welcome to Cambodia. So, and one other thing before I'm done with the map, one other thing is, as you can see, Rod, down along here, there's coast. There's coastline there, right? Now, up here is Thailand, and the coast there is world renowned for beautiful beaches and marine life. Well, here's Cambodia, and it's the same water and the same marine stuff, and it's a lot less traveled. So I highly recommend Cambodia. And as a matter of fact, I think my cursor is showing right here, Sihanoukville. And I recommend tropical. If you want a tropical beach, Cambodia has desolate tropical beaches that has seafood and no tourists.
I think Bourdain was been there because that name, that sounds familiar. I like it was a very funny, odd name, but you don't forget that.
And I'm massacring the pronunciation. My apologies. Okay, so here's Cambodia. There's your first picture in countryside Cambodia. So here is taking the bus from. At this point, it was from the Mekong Delta in Vietnam, coming from Vietnam, doing the backpacker loop around Thailand and Laos and Vietnam and into Cambodia. And like I said, it's a small place. You can get up to 15 days there. I took all 15, just because of the culture and the history. And hello, Taylor Swift, the greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU.
Hey,
hello.
How you doing, man?
Welcome. Hey, Carla. Hey, welcome, Matt. We've got awesome wrenches in the chat. Thanks, guys. It's a rowdy crowd. We've got DJ Play Nice in here, and you'll never know what he's going to say. So thank God we have, and Suzanne Eckstein, too. I mean, she's no angel. So thank God we have wrenches in here. Jeez. Obviously kidding. So this is on the road. This is, do you know how long it takes you in Cambodia to go 100 kilometers, Rod? In Alberta, a driving truck, how long does it take you to go 100K on the highway?
Oh, an hour.
Or how fast you doing?
Oh, well, that's what I mean. If you're doing 100 kilometers, 100 kilometers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100, at least 100, right? If you're in a car, maybe 120. But 100.
Yeah,
so you do 100 kilometers
if you're in a truck, you kind of figure for like an hour and 15, but yeah.
Oh, right, because you're bigger and you got to be safe. Okay. And so the roads here, as you can see, you might have one strip of pavement up the middle and they're dirt on either side and they're windy and twisty and bumpy. So to go 100 kilometers would often take you 6 to 8 hours, Rod. So just to go 40 kilometers, it's like 4 hours and you're like, what? No.
No, and I think it's Bourdain.
You throw shades down. No, you're entertaining. Yes. Yeah. And you might be old enough to call me son. You might be. Cam.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was Bourdain or if it was Clarkson. I think it was probably Bourdain because Bourdain was a little more inland. But you have to mention there's a lot of bicycle traffic there.
There is, and moped. Because people can't afford cars. I mean, this is one of the poorest nations in the world, especially when I was there, like I said, 15 years ago. So, I mean, they literally make $300 a year. Like they can't afford gas, let alone a car.
Which is exactly, again, one of the things that, that Bourdain blamed Kissinger because of the war there. And
it was bad.
So
and what do you notice about the house? Wait, what do you notice about the house, Rod?
The very first thing, I've actually seen exactly those kinds of houses that that actually during the Bronze Age. This is like way like BC, BC.
This house isn't that old.
Yeah, but they built them. It was around that time too that the mankind, humans, it was very
and womankind.
It was very flood friendly, shall we say? and as a
Yes,
result, the earth was, and then as a result, people aren't stupid. What'd they do? They built their houses on stilts. Which,
on stilts. Yes. So this house
why
is on
wouldn't you
stilts,
do that?
folks. Right. And in
You
many
know?
places,
Yeah.
in Thailand, in neighboring Thailand, where the river floods, the bridge over the River Kwai is in Thailand, and you can stay there. You can stay right on the river.
Yeah.
When you do, you stay on houses on stilts because it floods. Now this house is there's different reasons for doing it. That is one of the better reasons. The other there is people who live in Australia. Anyone who maybe lives in Northern Territory or Darwin in Australia, maybe far north
Mhm.
Queensland, they put them on the
Yeah.
stilts to get air circulate for two reasons that I was told. To get air circulation because it's hot as balls, so you want air flowing under your house and all around your house. And number two, get it up off the ground, away from the creepy, crawly, poisonous critters.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Especially
second
that.
reason for having it up on stilts. So those two reasons, and if anyone else in the chat who's smarter than me, or has another idea or another reason why it's on stilts, but those three for Rod said the flooding and for the cooling and the insects and snakes are the reasons that I'm aware of. And plus, you know what? If you want to park your car underneath, you have shade.
Oh yeah.
Your car
Yeah,
is
there you go.
the girl that I was seeing in Darwin, in far north Queens, or far Northern Territory in Australia. She would have the habit of parking the car underneath the house. And see, as a practical man, I had a problem with that, because if something ever happened to your house falls down, you lose your house and your car at the same time. That is, you know, I mean, you're putting both your eggs in the basket there, but. And yes, DJ Play Nice, hot balls are not good. So yes, this is a typical house on a national road. As you can see, you can't go that fast. Typical house in Cambodia. And so moving on. How about less talk and more photos? So people are here to see the photos. They don't want to hear me talk. Okay, so here's this is a convenience store in Cambodia. And as you can see, I don't know if you can read it, but the red sign in the background on the right-hand side
Angkor.
says Angkor. So that is the people. That is their part of their culture. That is a tribal name and part of their identity. You know. So there you go. Hey, it's great to have you here, Machi. And so yeah, here's your convenience store. They do have Coca-Cola. Now, when you buy Coca-Cola here, what they were doing was they would give you like a little plastic baggie, like a little tiny, not even a Ziploc. It didn't have the fancy zip, but that's a little plastic sandwich bag. They'd pour a 2-liter bottle. They'd fill that up with Coke out of a 2-liter bottle and stick a straw in it and give you that for your Coke. And and that way they would make money, because no one had money to buy a bottle, a big bottle of Coke. So the store would buy the big 2-liter bottle because they had the money. And then people could just buy like little bits of Coke, a little sandwich bag full of Coke for, the money for a lot less. And it was a good way for them to make money, and the people got their Coca-Cola. But yeah, there's a typical convenience store, folks. Loved it. And yeah, the Cambodian money. You know what? I probably have some. I bet you I do. Cambodian money was ratty tatty, and you had to have so much of it to buy anything. Like 6,000.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was the currency in Cambodia? I should have looked that up. But yeah, it took us so much. You had to carry around wads of it, and it was so old and worn. It had just been forever. So here, a typical fisherman. And in Cambodia, and I think they're catching fish in this pond, part of the marsh. I don't think it's a crop of any kind, but if someone knows crops that maybe they grow underwater, you can let me know. But it looks like to me that they were either fish farming or trying to get some sort of a sea product out of there.
Probably yes.
It's from the bus, so I couldn't stop and ask them. And the Cambodian farmers next to me, they didn't. You know what? If you want to make friends, and I've said this the same thing going through Vietnam, if you want to make friends with the local farmers on the local buses, you take a little flask of whiskey with your little bottle of whiskey, and you pass that around. They normally can't afford that stuff, and you are popular. Unfortunately, you can't ask them questions because they don't really speak English. Now, in Cambodia, they do speak a little bit of French, some of the older population, because at one time they were a French colony. And so some back 15 years ago, Now, maybe those people are all dead now, but 15 years ago, some of the older people did speak French. And Cam says rice patties. Cam, it's possible. They don't look like Japanese rice patties that I'm familiar with, but that very well could be, buddy. That very well could be.
That
I'm
might
not
be.
a rice expert.
By the way,
I'm a sake connoisseur, but not a rice expert.
By the way, those
Yes.
those on top of the water, those are reeds. They don't go down very far, but they just grow. They grow
Right.
like that. And actually,
You
one
know
of the
what? I
guys
think
on
they
the
do.
because I mean I'm just remembering because like on the Grand Tour.
Thank you, DJ Play Nice. The Real. Oh, on the
Yeah.
Grand Tour, yeah, Jeremy Clarkson and those guys, yeah.
Yeah, he had he actually bought he brought they all bought 3 different types of boats, and Clarkson bought himself a $150,000 army boat that
Oh, God.
yeah, and it had an inboard outboard, or sorry, not or the same kind of motor that you have on the Sea-Doos. You know,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, like a
the
kind
jet,
of a jet.
the
Yeah, that's right.
yeah the jets, and he made the mistake of going into the reeds, and it clogged up his motor.
Oh, of course,
So
because
he had
those things, I mean, they make rope out of that stuff, right? So you might as well throw rope around your prop
yeah
and internal workings.
yeah
Okay, so right, DJ Play Nice, thank you very much. It is the Real. It is the Real, and I can fact check that just from memory. That is verified. Real.
yeah.
Cambodian Real, and I do have some of those. And it's just they're buried. They're buried, man. It would take me a while to find them. But now that I'm doing, you know what? Now that I'm doing these travel shows, I should dig all that stuff out and make it more accessible. It could be the rice paddy. So here's a typical farm, and as you can see, from the mid 19th FR. Don't know what that's referring to. The from the mid 19th century, the French, right? The French did from the mid 19th century, so that'd be mid 1800s into the late 8. So I mean, the dude that I ran into that spoke French in Cambodia, he had to be in his 80s. So yeah, right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think
1863
yeah,
to
and Cam
1953, a French colony.
Yeah, and Cam was being a smartass. So yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I think you might be right. I think it might have been a fish.
I'm just guessing. Yeah. So, and yes, they build their houses on silts because the rainy season, spring and fall, and you don't even need to live near any bottom of water to get flooded. That is absolutely right, Susan Dolan. You're not wrong. Especially if land, see how dry this farmland is. Now, there's a farm. There's an oxen in the back and a guy because they didn't have tractors, a lot of them, right? So they're all using oxen. And this is a typical farm here. And it's dry. It's so dry. So you're right. If any rain hits there, the land isn't going to absorb it. It's going to run off, immediately and form a flash flood. So you're absolutely right, 100%. And William Shakespeare says, "Thanks, DJ Plans. I've heard USD is mutually accepted, and I can verify that as well." William Shakespeare. I did use US dollars in Cambodia. I guarantee I did. Absolutely. Does anyone know if they're accepted equally there? Yes, they do. Guaranteed. And French Indochina, exactly. Cam. Hey, man, it's great to have you guys here. These are some of my favorite people here tonight, and many of whom you're good friends with too. Okay, so here is coming into Phnom Penh, and that is probably the that is a motor. That is a ferry, and they've got some farm things on there and some passengers. That's a ferry boat going across. Old technology again, and here is again part of the royal palace has a lot of temples and these pyramid and funny. I don't know, like when you were a toddler, did you have that game and it had a stake, a plastic stake, and you had to put the different size, different colored donut rings on it? And those reminded me of that. But those gorgeous. So that's around, that's in the capital city in Phnom Penh. And this is one of their many temple complexes. And I believe I have pictures of the royal palace. Oh, there you go. These are the royal gardens. the
Yeah.
Royal Palace
That's
in
wow.
Phnom Penh. And it does look similar. Some people might say it kind of looks similar to to Thailand. Well, they are neighbors and they are a similar culture, absolutely. But they're not exactly the same. They do. Uh, Cambodia was more rounded, not as pointy as some of the things in Thailand in general. Oh my goodness. Yes, exactly. DJ Play Nice, you do remember the Fisher Price version. He knows exactly. Am I wrong or do
Oh,
they not?
no, no. I remember them, but I didn't have one.
You know, like
But I
exactly
know
one.
exactly
Yeah,
what
the
you're
Fisher
talking about.
Price version, DJ Play Nice. Exactly, buddy.
Yep.
Okay, and Cam says, "Have fun, gents." He's got a hop, so he'll catch us later.
Oh,
Good
okay.
to have you here,
I'm
Cam.
in.
Thanks.
Going.
And yes, the French were in Vietnam until '54, right? So I did run into some older people that spoke French. Thanks for being here, Cam. I appreciate it. Great to have you here, man. All right, moving on. So yeah, this is there we go. Yeah, the Royal Palace grounds were amazing. Okay, and this is part of that lake, the Tonle Sap Lake that I was telling you about, the big one that you saw on the map, right in the middle. And these guys fishermen fish, and they fish with nets, and these are so skilled. Look how he's standing on the tip of a boat, and I don't know if you've ever tried to throw a net like that, a weighted net. I have. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get it, like once, hardly. Like that.
No, probably
That's a
me
lot
neither.
of
I don't.
practice
It
because
feels
you
like
got
a
to
big,
fold
you know.
it over your shoulder and hang it a certain way over your body, and then you cast it out. And I don't know how he does that without throwing it because he's not even leaning forward
Yeah.
because he'd be in the water, you know. So there's
Hmm.
and I managed to snap. I managed to snap. This was not a digital camera, folks. This was a film camera, I believe, or a crappy digital where I just managed to time it correctly and just managed to capture this shot with him casting the net. So that was pretty
Wow.
cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, stoked. And absolutely, William Shakespeare probably needs abs of steel to cast a net like that. You're not wrong,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not wrong. Yeah, and they do have fish. They do eat a lot of now. The fish that they catch out of this lake goes all over Cambodia, which again isn't very big. It's only a few hundred kilometers in each direction, but it takes you all day because of their roads. So, but they do have fish. All you can find fish throughout Cambodia,
I'm
and
reasonably
this is
certain that somebody in the crowd might know, but
mhm.
um, one of the Bond films was filmed there too. I just recognize it. I just.
Oh, all right, okay.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of French colonization, ending in 53, 54, sorry. Yeah, speaking of that, this is a French colonial building built right in the capital in Phnom Penh. There's the Cambodian flag, although there was no breeze that day, so it's not flying. But uh, that is this is a colonial building, and now word is that they're going to try and or they were going to try and turn this into a museum. This was, I believe, just a typical French colonial building that really wasn't in use at the time when I was there. And I wish the flag was flying, but I do have a photo of the flag that I will show you all a little bit later. Okay, now there is the King's Golden Palace in Phnom Penh. And that is the king. He actually does live there. The seat of power is there. The government is held, excuse me, there. And if you notice, right up front there is a guardhouse in the little hut there in the guardhouse, and there is a
Yep.
guard standing there with a white hat. And you can see the little pointy bits all through the guardhouse. A lot of their style. See, those are elaborate little corners on that golden building. I mean, they really that's
Yeah.
much more than anything I saw in Thailand. They really stick out far. So there's another difference between Cambodian,
Wow.
the Cambodian, and they are called Wats, W-A-T, I believe, Wat, which means temple, basic, and yeah, they're really
Oh yeah.
with the pointy bits on the ends. It's really striking, and same as Thailand, same as a lot of Southeast Asia or Asia in general. they go crazy for gold. They love the gold. And so that is the King's Palace in Phnom Penh. And of course, the guy is sweeping it, girl. I think that's a guy. Always cleaning it. Always. And here you go.
Hence the reason why the one temple is called Angkor Wat, the Mortal Kombat tower.
Because Wat means temple. Yeah. So what do you think about this guy in the orange here, Rod?
Hey, it looks like a Buddhist monk.
I didn't ask him because I didn't want to bother him, but I would agree. And that was not an uncommon sight to see in Cambodia because, it's a very religious place, and they didn't own anything. They took without property. They just go around and they collect food from donors, and they get everything they need. Now on one bus, I was next to a Buddhist monk in dressed like that, an older fella, and he didn't have any money or anything, but what he did have was an iPod at the time. Now this is 15 years ago. He had an iPod, and someone had given it to him. So he doesn't have any money to buy anything because of their vows, but he was given this iPod so he could listen to his meditation music. And so he did feel that was acceptable to have because he listened to meditation music and all that with his iPod. So I thought that was it was cool to see a monk with an iPod. That's all. And this is around the palace grounds. It's just like tossing a pizza, easy peasy. Yeah, the fishing net. Yeah, sure. Okay, DJ Play Nice. Do you mind reading what he says here, Rod?
He says, I read that earlier to myself. DJ Play Nice says, I can't hula hoop worth a damn. Kind of looks like a similar thing. I would 100% agree.
With the casting of the net.
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Hey, the man with the golden gun, indeed. Oh, was that it? Was that James Bond? The man with the golden gun? That wouldn't surprise me that it was filmed in Asia, especially with the golden theme. I'm not surprised.
I think it probably was.
Hey, it's 1:30. Hello. We're just looking at pictures of Cambodia.
Hey, 1:30
with special co-host Rod Thunderheart.
Hey,
good to see you.
Yeah.
Hail and hello. All right. So, moving on, and here we go. So, also a lot of monkeys in Cambodia, and same as Thailand, and they can be a pest. You're not really allowed to screw with them. You're not allowed to hurt them, and they might be assholes. Frankly, they might try and steal your stuff. They might try and get into your backpack, and they are surprisingly strong and fast. And they look innocent, and they're not. And I wouldn't want one to bite me. They were all over the temple complexes here. You can see there's two of his buddies in behind him.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful with them. I didn't have any issues, but you got to be wary of them, and don't be a ninkum. Don't be an idiot with your stuff. Basically.
No. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Any problem with? I think that monkeys. Yes, DJ Glenn says I didn't personally have any. Yes, Jinx, exactly. I didn't personally have any issues with monkeys. Wait a minute, DJ Play Nice. Did you write that before you saw this picture? Did you write that before you saw the picture of the monkey? Wow, I will be impressed.
He did.
I didn't notice. I get
he
the
did,
feeling
actually.
he did.
I noticed.
I get the impression.
I saw that. I probably saw that about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well thought of. Okay. So what do you notice about this picture, Rod? And this is in the capital city. This is downtown. Imagine this was Edmonton, downtown Edmonton. So this is the capital city, Phnom Penh in Vietnam. Or not Vietnam, Cambodia.
Hey, you know who else was here? I just realized. Oh, well, first of all, bikes and motorbikes. Oh, and then the number one thing is like somebody sitting on top of the van, which you would definitely not want to. Yeah, on the van, you definitely wouldn't see that any other. Well, I won't say all.
India,
I mean, because there's probably. Well, no, yeah, in South America that wouldn't shock me. But
So that's the capital city of Cambodia, in Phnom Penh. If you were in the capital city of Alberta, Edmonton, where you're not far from, how long would you last going down in the middle of the day like that on top of the vans before the cops pulled you over?
oh, maybe a couple miles, a
5.
few. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, well, 5 miles or so, something like that, before
Yeah.
somebody
Okay.
either somebody reports.
So.
If somebody reports it, or just simply the police will find it.
It is a Toyota. Or Toyota or Mitsubishi. That might be a Mitsubishi combi, but I think that is a Toyota. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it very far. But this is typical for them. See, the guy that owns the van, the gasoline is expensive, so he wants to make all the money he can. And those people get a reduced rate for riding on the roof, and he collects more money and is able to provide the taxi service. And here is a typical street in Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. What makes of vehicles did I encounter? A lot of Toyota, as you can see in this picture, some Ford, some Hyundai. Yeah, a lot of the Japanese, frankly. Now, these days, probably a lot more Chinese. But the few vehicles that were there were either owned by taxi drivers or companies, not really private individuals, unless they were government officials and had the money. But yeah, a lot of Toyota Land Cruisers, Mitsubishi combis, the Mitsubishi 300s. Yeah, basically the occasional Ford, the occasional Jeep, the occasional, old Mercedes Benz, that's still going.
Yeah.
Because the taxi drivers can cram like 7 people in those because of the big seats.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just watch out for the bridge. Yeah, or a Mitsubishi. I think it was maybe a Mitsubishi combi or a Toyota. So yeah, great to see you. So this is a downtown, like this is a major street here in Cambodia near the market, and it's just at nighttime they come through with big water trucks and they hose down all the streets and they clean everything up. But now these guys were doing mechanics. These guys were all doing motor mechanics just on the side of the street here. Well, all of these guys, like a whole bunch of different.
Got to work where you can.
Yeah, work where you can. Yeah. And here's again typical like main street, and this was typical to see. Like families didn't have cars, so this gentleman, this is their family motorcycle, and he's driving and he's sort of chauffeuring the lady of the house around so she doesn't get dirty around getting her business done. And this is typical. It's a very poor country, but the people. I mean, this is one of the poorest countries in the world, Rod. But what do you notice about the people's clothing?
They're dressed very well. They're well off.
It's in good shape.
I mean,
they're not
but
rags.
You know what?
They're not rags.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I was dressed as a backpacker. I was dressed more raggedly than these people. I swear to God, I was. Well, first of all, you don't want to make yourself a target for robbery. But yeah, I really was. Absolutely.
Well, no, I mean, that's just being smart traveling. I mean, you don't want to sit there and then look like you got a shit ton of cash on you. I mean,
exactly. So yeah, these very well dressed and proud people. These are prideful people, even though they are as poor as they were. Yeah. And again, this is a typical street in Cambodia, and it was cleaned up as best as possible, but they had other things to worry about, really. And a lot of, like, you can see small kids in this picture, very family oriented, Rod. Really family oriented.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
DJ Play Nice, I was there. This would have been, I want to say 15 years ago. But again, development in Cambodia moves at a snail's pace. A lot of these areas, if I went back, I would almost bet haven't changed much, other than maybe, like I said, some of the Chinese cars would be being driven around now.
So this was 09. So this was 09?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, basically, or was this was 05. This was 05, 2005.
Oh, well then, yeah, man, that's
almost 20. Yeah, more
minutes.
like 19. Jesus, the time's flying. Yeah, it was because you're right. It would have been 2005.
Man, you're
So
talking like
here,
2020.
I know, geez, I guess, eh? So here you go, typical. This is near the central market in the center of town in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, and you can see people up on this van, this taxi driver, this van driver. He's loaded up a crew, and he's ready to start driving wherever they're driving, and he's got people on the roof along with the crates and supplies, and
Yeah.
just a lot of motorcycle traffic again because they can't afford the motorcycles, yeah, and yeah. So here is in the center of town in Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. There's a
Oh,
golden
good.
archway in the background. That's a handgun. What do you notice about
Well,
it?
a giant handgun.
Yeah. What do you notice about it?
Definitely.
Look real careful.
Uh, well, the barrel, for example, number one.
It's tied in a knot. The barrel is tied in a knot
Oh,
because
so
they had
that's
so
art.
much. That is art, but it's a town symbol. It's a national symbol because of the Khmer Rouge uprising in Cambodia. Pol Pot is one of the, when Pol Pot did his thing in Cambodia, something like 40% of the population was killed. He killed millions and millions and millions. And like kids were killing their grandparents and teachers and anyone educated. And a great deal of it was the children getting involved. But yeah, the killing fields. Yeah, exactly. And you can go and see those. And I do not have photos of those, and I will not be showing photos of those. But yes,
Wow.
you can absolutely go and see the killing fields of Cambodia. But I thought this symbol, this national symbol right in the town center, tells it all, Rod. They don't
Had to
want
be
any more
recorded.
violence. They don't want any more guns. They're enough with the violence, enough with the guns, you know. So yeah, there you go. And I have not seen another statue anywhere on the planet like that. So
Wow.
yeah, I thought the people might want to see that. It doesn't. Okay, so here's the lake I was now Siem Reap. This is in Siem Reap, and this is the oh, hey, Primo Living BC. Hello and welcome to you, sir. And BC does stand for British Columbia. Kind of a neighbor of mine. And you know what? Because I know that you would appreciate it, Primo Living BC, I'm going to show you the previous video photo just in case you missed it. That is in the capital city of Phnom Penh in Cambodia. We're doing Cambodia. This is my special co-host, Rod Thunderheart. And see, the barrel of the gun is tied in a knot because they don't want any more violence. They do not want to have happen again. What happened under Pol Pot, where, and don't quote me on the 40% of their male population was wiped out, but it was and females too, and children, a massive percentage. It's very, very bad. Take my word for it.
Dude, you're paraphrasing. We get it. That's fine. You don't. We're not looking for exact.
Phnom Penh. Yes, this is Phnom Penh, the capital city. Please forgive my pronunciation. And Susan Dolan said, Canadian Spider-Man, did you run into any Pol Pot backers, or did you see any memories to Pol Pot victims? I think this is the tribute to Pol Pot victims, Suzanne Dolan. And I didn't see any Pol Pot backers, but I did see government propaganda, and I do have a photo of it, and sort of, I think it was propaganda on sort of supporting the government. I can't read Cambodian, but if maybe someone can, they can tell me what it says. Miskatonic Madman, hello to everybody. Hello.
Hey.
Good evening, Primo Living BC. And again, we are doing Cambodia. This is Thursday Travel Talk with Spidey and our special co-host, Rod Thunderheart. We're doing Cambodia, and right now that's Phnom Penh, the capital city, and they do not want violence. No more violence for Cambodia. They've had enough. And Mikey Suez 4, Suze 4. I think it's Suze 4 maybe. So yeah, there you go. And see, people couldn't afford trucks really here, Rod. So they've got the little moped and a little trailer that they use it kind of like a pickup truck. So there you go.
Correct. Yeah.
So moving on from Phnom Penh, this is Siem Reap on the lake Tonle Sap Lake. It's a massive, huge lake, taking up a lot of the center of Cambodia, a good part of it. Yeah. And there are fish there, and that's sunset. And I stayed. You see the little little hut right out on the water. I stayed. It's a hostel. Ooh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna make myself big here, because I think
you
I have uh, I have a business card from one of the hostels I stayed at in um, Phnom Penh, in the capital city of Cambodia. So here it is, folks. Oh, and shit, there's a map on the back. Look at that. So just in case you're curious, there is your home in
nice.
Cambodia, the Marin
Huh.
Guest House in Phnom Penh. And there's the address. Now, good luck reading addresses. All guest rooms are clean, quiet atmosphere, toilet and air conditioning, hot showers, central location. So there you go. Laundry service.
Cool.
Hand washed, by the way. And you know what? Because they know we can't read addresses because we are English speaking backpackers, they included a map. So
Nice.
if you're ever, there you go, folks. I recommend it.
Very
I
cool.
haven't been there in 20 years, but or 18, whatever it is, 19 years, but I recommend it.
Good to see Mikey Susie 4. I'm pretty sure it's Mikey Susie 4, but
Okay, or Suze, like Colonel Suze, the. But anyway, yes, who knows? Maybe he can know this one. So
I
there we
find a
go.
lot of English is just simply phonetic. Just pronounce it that way, and that's probably how it
100%.
makes sense.
Primo living BC, it really was. I mean, for Cambodia, and you know, frankly, my mom and dad, can you imagine what they thought, Rod, when I
That's
told them I was going to Cambodia? Like, they weren't happy, but it is beautiful. You're right.
yeah, and
It
I was
is
going to say that.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and somebody, Mikey
There's
Susie 4
nothing to
just
worry
mentioned it.
about.
Yeah, Mikey Susie 4 pointed out too. Like there was some Rambo film there too. That's right.
Right. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yes. Yes. CSM. Did the residents show you
Nice.
where they filmed some Rambo scenes? No. But you know what? I traveled through the countryside and anywhere there would have been. Hey, good to see you, DJ Play Nice. Thanks. I'll catch you later, buddy.
Yeah, and
Okay.
by the way, I wanted to
Pronounced
mention
Suze. Suze. Okay, thanks. Perfect.
Susie.
It's not.
See, what did I tell you?
Yep. Okay. No, you're right. Yeah, it's phonetic. So there, it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. 100%. And
By the way,
yes.
I just wanted. Sorry, I don't mean to cut
you go
off.
ahead. No, you're co-host, buddy. You go. You got all the controls. I gave you power.
Yeah,
You got all the controls too. you can do the chat. You can do whatever you want on here, buddy.
But hey, man, listen. If you don't have Amazon Prime, do you?
I do from month to month. Occasionally, if there's something specific, occasionally.
Oh.
Why? What's on? What are you thinking?
Grand Tour Season 4, Episode 1. I just looked it up, and that's it. They go straight to Cambodia, man.
My brother has it. I'll go over and we'll get his kids in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's good. It's hilarious. Oh my god, it's about an hour and a half each episode. Season 4 was when they switched to switched to like 5 or 6 episodes and a season, and like what they did was each episode was about an hour and a half, and they'd take about 2 months to 3 or 4 months to film. So
right,
and then about
that's
a month,
a long time for
2.
Cambodia, man. After 2 weeks, and see that's the thing. Like, and again, it's common for people who are backpacking. They take like 3 months, say, and they do a loop, or some people do it quicker, like 1 month. But you can do a loop around, starting in Thailand, and use it as a base, and then you go up through Laos and Vietnam, and then back through Cambodia, and then back into Thailand. And after coming through Cambodia, and these are the main streets in the capital city. Let me tell you, Thailand and Bangkok looks like Paris, or modern New York City. Absolutely. Thailand seems like a very modern world coming from this. I mean, you can see this is a typical Cambodia street, and I think that's either a dog or a sheep. I think that's a sheep. Can't see.
I believe it's a sheep. I can tell.
They look like sheep from here. Yeah.
It does.
No, okay. So the menu here. This is a restaurant on the right-hand side, and a lot of the menus.
Yeah, Susie, I knew.
Travelers.
Yeah.
Right. So So a lot of the restaurants were they depended on backpackers like myself, and so they would put English menus, and they tried really hard for poor people. Rod, some of them could speak 3, 4, 5 languages just to try and get you into their shop to spend a little
I
money.
That
And
doesn't surprise me.
it was so impressive, and I, you know, I bought food there whenever I could. But so yeah, they'd have a menu there, and some of it would be in English, and then the rest of it would be in their native language. And
Is that what's on the door there?
yep, that's right. And I don't.
I knew it.
I think I can. I think I can read it. Let me. I'm not gonna.
Huh.
I'm
Good for
gonna
you.
just stop the camera, so I'm gonna go right in close and look. Yes, okay, I can read some of those. Yeah, yeah. So that's a menu, and anything with happy in the title. So if you read like happy pizza or happy spaghetti or anything like that, chances are it has weed or magic mushrooms in it, just because the backpackers like that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
it's not normal for the Cambodian people, but they know that backpackers like it. And because the laws are a little lax there, and any way to
Hmm.
turn a buck is fair game, they sell, weed pizza or happy mushroom pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah, typical street in the capital city, or sorry, Siam Reap, which is the second major city. It's a major
Hmm.
city in Cambodia. This is the
You know what else
downtown,
too?
pretty much.
You know what else
Here
too?
we go.
They're also. I just wanted to say too that something else too. Interestingly, as a result, since they're under the U.S. dollar, that means they're
Oh,
also subject to debt slavery.
oh,
You see, and
right.
actually, this was something I actually wanted to mention. When we were
So there you go,
when we were
Susan
doing
Dolan. There's your answer.
yeah
There's the Cambodian
yeah
People's Party right there.
huh, yeah when we were talking about Cuba. See, this is another thing I like about Cuba is that Cuba Cuba is one of 3 countries in the world that are not subject to the central bank scheme that the Rockefellers started, and that is
Oh,
yeah.
I
There's
didn't know that.
3 countries: Cuba, North
Yep.
Korea, and
Mhm.
Iran.
Right.
Iran or
Yes, we
Iraq?
did
I
talk
think that.
about that. It was yes, it was all of those. Not the dry heat. It was wet, humid, and tropical. Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Not cold at
Yeah.
night. T-shirt weather. And what time of the year would I have been there? That would have been. I wrapped up teaching English in the spring, so that would have been. Yeah, that would have been in the summertime. Yeah, I was there in the summer. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, you're
15
right.
people here.
Yep. Oh, hey, welcome and thanks. And I don't know how many on X, but yeah, thanks for being here.
Well,
So,
I plugged this on my on my one profile. I still haven't got my other
thanks,
teacher love
thanks, Ryan.
on my.
Oh, and so if you're wondering, people, what the language looks like in Cambodia, and I forgot to mention this while I was on here. Yeah, that's what the language looks like. So good luck reading that, folks. But they do have a lot of people who want the English speaking travelers, money
To be
and
able to,
business.
yeah.
So they will present you with English menus, or they will get it done. Like they want your money, and they will make it happen. They will figure out what
Mhm.
you want. Yeah. Hey, good night to you, DJ Playnuts, as we said. Yeah, happy Joy pizzas. Hey, look who it is. It's Mike, the Comic Relief Crusader, good friend of the show.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
how you doing, man?
Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks a lot, man. We're just talking about Cambodia. Yeah, we're just talking about Cambodia, folks. So, yeah, it is tough to read that. But you know what language it reminds me, and it looks very similar, is the Thai language, and also the people of Lao, the Laos, the Lao people. It looks very
Hmm.
similar to Lao language, the writing. Vietnamese, less so, in my opinion, less so. The Lao, the people of Lao, Laos, however you want to pronounce it. Uh, the people of Lao really, they have a language that really looks similar to this, and I'm sure it's probably easier to read than Chinese, I guarantee. Well, I guarantee it's easier to read than Japanese. Nope. It says Mikey. Though I've tried an English translation here in some Cambodian Thai restaurants around Toronto. Oh, dude. I love Thai food. Love Thai food. So the food here was a lot of bananas, a lot of coconut, chicken, very basic food, man. Basic food and small portions. But it's warm there, so you're not super hungry anyway. So here's the typical countryside. You don't go wandering through there, otherwise there could be, like you said, landmines or unexploded ordnance. But there's a typical. It is tropical. Going back to your comments on the weather. Here's the
Man, if I
beaches.
was a kid, I would have died there long ago. Long ago.
No, yeah, you would have. Absolutely. Well, they learn, right? Great to see you here. Great to see you here. And do you mind reading our friend Pleasant? Hey,
Yeah, sure.
Pleasant Valley Picker.
Hey, right on, man. Hey. Pleasant Valley Picker says, just finished watching a documentary on British punk band The Damned. Very interesting look at their history. History beginning in 1976. I was 5 years old back then.
Yeah, I was as well. Yeah. All right. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. So yeah, this is when people think Cambodia, they don't really think tropical beach, do they? But this is what it is. This is near Sihanoukville with an S. And I know I'm butchering that, but it's right on the coast. It's well known to the Cambodian people. You won't have a hard time finding it. And there was this teenage girl that would walk up and down the beach selling the small lobster. They don't have the big claws on them. They're sort of like Caribbean lobster, like langoustines, but small little lobster crayfish, cooked, ready to eat for an American dollar. And you're right, they do accept American currency because they were $1 American, as opposed to the Cambodian currency, which is the rial, RIEL, rial. Yeah, and they would $1
Is it for, like Louis Riel?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great to see you. Hey, thanks for being here. And yes, Susan Dolan in the chat says Pol Pot wanted to get rid of everyone who had an education. Exactly. If you wore glasses, even if it was because of near or farsightedness, it meant you were educated. They killed them on the spot. That is true. And it was usually the young people, like young, killing the older people. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. So yeah, this is a typical beach in Cambodia. I know beach vacation, tropical beach vacation doesn't spring to mind when you think Cambodia. But let me tell you, it was. I mean, that water is the same water as in Thailand. It's the same beach as in Thailand. Thailand's just 100 kilometers up the coast or 200 kilometers up the coast from here. Sihanoukville. Suzanne Eckstein says, nothing tastes better than Caribbean Queen lobster. Absolutely to die for. Okay, well, that's exactly what these were. Little lobster for $1 each, already cooked. They were chilled on ice. She had a tray, like a tray or a bowl she would carry around. Hey, it's our friend Radioactive. Thanks for being here, Radioactive. Good to see you. Welcome to Cambodia.
Hey, Radioactive.
So when I told people I'd be doing Cambodia, I bet you they didn't think they'd see pictures like this. And you know what, Rod? I have a video of Cambodia. I'm sure I do. Let me see if I can do this without screwing stuff up. Yes. All right. Share audio. Yes. Okay. So is this working, Rod? Can you see that? What do you see?
I can see it. Yep.
Is it now
even better?
It's much bigger now?
Oh, totally.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
75% of the screen. So
let me do that. How's that? And can you see it now?
Oh man, it's just like it was before, but yeah, 75% of the screen, man. Maybe even
okay. So hopefully we have auto. And this is so the beach I was just showing you the picture of in Sihanoukville on the coast of Cambodia. This is a short video from there. So here you go at pre-Sihanouk. Sihannouk.
This is Cambodia, and it looks pretty safe to me. I don't see any guns, no explosives around. Looks pretty relaxing. Hey, Mom.
The sound. I bet you.
Nice and safe. There we go.
Muted the sound. But anyway, you can see the beach. There it is.
It's about 36 degrees right now. 9:30 a.m. or so.
Okay. There we go. And where did Rod go? Let's find out where Rod is. Hey, Rod, can you hear me now? Yes, there you are.
Yeah.
Did you see the
anywhere?
video?
I could hear you.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Okay. Somehow the audio wasn't working on that. I don't know why, but that was the beach. Did you get a good view of the beach?
No, man, fantastic. It was man.
Okay, good.
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah. And hey, thanks, Pleasant Valley Picker. Yeah, Cambodia has
James Caserta says no residual napalm.
No, surprisingly, no residual napalm. No, I don't know. Yeah, it was awesome. So there we go, Rod. That was the beach at Sihanoukville. And let me see if I can pull up. Here we go. Present, share screen. And there we go. Back to the pictures. So yeah, that was a little quick video of this beach here. And I can play that again at the end, but fantastic. And here, no residual napalm. No, James Caserta. Hey, James Caserta, welcome. Hey to you. Welcome. And hello. So here,
I
these
highlighted
guys,
that earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I had it up. Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you for doing that, because it's hard to do this all myself. So I appreciate your help, first of all. But yeah, what do you reckon? These guys are doing the shipbuilding, the ship repairs right on the beach, all by hand, Rod. These guys were just craftsmen, and they're just now. I want to say that was almost an older boat that they were refinishing as opposed to building a new one. But they've got the rigging on top of the boat there, and some of that is for netting, and some of that is for their lines. And I bet you some of that is to put up some sort of shade, because you would need shade. It's a tropical.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's a tropical place.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that a rainstorm could come, and then next thing you know, flood.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly. Yep. Yep. So yeah, and I just loved how you could just see people doing stuff with their hands, the old-fashioned ways.
Yeah.
Oh, so here's that lake near Siem Reap, the Tonle Sap.
Oh wow.
SAP lake.
Nice snag there.
I just happened to catch this. I'm quite happy with this. Let's see if I can make this a little better here. Is that better? Maybe it is. But yeah, I was thrilled with that shot, buddy. Hell of it. Like I said, it's a tropical place. Tropical lightning.
Yeah.
Tropical. And okay, you're talking about Pleasant Valley Picker says, well, Mikey, Will Smith crapped on the classic TV show Wild Wild West.
I think
so now time to kill. Yeah, time to kill Tarzan. Maybe. But is Will Smith doing Tarzan? That wouldn't friggin' surprise me. He also killed Suicide Squad. Yeah, he kind of did. I liked him in Bad Boys, though.
I did too. I thought he was great in that.
Yep. 3-hour tour. Yeah, the boat. Yeah, no kidding. Well, these guys look like they knew what they were doing. I did like him in Men in Black. I would agree with that, Susan Dolan. I would agree.
All three of them.
Miskatonic Batman. Hello. He says, cool. Daniel's Hot Topics. Hello. Hey. 17th like. Oh my goodness. Do we really have 17 likes? Hey, thanks, folks. That pic looks
just
awesome.
we had 20 people. And we're still hovering around 19. Wow.
Absolutely. Okay, so folks, just joining us. So this is one of the larger lakes. No, it is one of the larger lakes. It is the largest lake in Cambodia. It takes up a good part of the central section. It's sort of it's a freshwater lake. It's a lot of fish in it, and Siem Reap is where you'll go to see the famous Angkor Wat, the temple complex, the Angkor complex. It's in the jungle. It's out in the middle of nowhere. But this town on the lake, Siem Reap, is your town that you want to go see it. And it's not far, and you can do a tour there from it. But yeah, this lake was phenomenal. It is a tropical location, and so you do get tropical storms. Absolutely. Now, the food, the fruit. The food wasn't, like I said, it was very basic. It's a very poor place, but the fruit was amazing and it's fresh. And these are, I know them as rambutan. Rambutan. Someone else might know them by a different name. I know they do have a few of them. But you split these open, and it's sort of like a lychee. Do you know what a lychee? And it's got the white, soft flesh inside. This is a white, soft, sort of the consistency of like an orange, not like a pear, but a white, sweet flesh.
Yeah,
delicious. I would eat these by the kilogram, and cheap, like $5 for a kilogram of these or less.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my goodness! Up at 5:30. Yeah, same here. Same here, Pleasant Valley Picker, and I know we're in the same time zone, so we're getting through. I don't have too many more, but what I do have. So I love these. Rambutan, and I know they do have another name, but that's what I knew them as when I was there. Delicious, sweet fruit, a white flesh inside. They are not tribbles. No, they don't move on their own. No, believe me, if you ate one of these, the flesh splits right open. There's a little bit of a pit, a small pit inside the size of like a sunflower seed, maybe a little bigger. That's not, maybe like a small peanut, perhaps, like a nut. And yeah, delicious, absolutely delicious. Love, so sweet. It's a ripe, white, sweet flesh. They look disgusting, but yeah, I tell you, you wouldn't turn them down. Rambutans, they're not tribbles.
Cool.
I wish I could. Yeah, I did. Australians call them another name. I had to take apart my old bed as my cousin is bringing over a new one tomorrow. Oh, nice. Not totally new, but the old friend sold it cheap. He wants to give it to me. Hey, these days, that is awesome. Barely used is fantastic. Hopefully he had, I have all three. Men in Black, Hancock, and 7 pounds. Didn't see 7 pounds. I liked Hancock. That was all right.
That was good.
He played a dick very well.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
by the way, and just to interrupt here with Daniel's hot topics, I gotta agree. Wild Wild West, I didn't like it at first, but then like it grew on me, and like I know I'm just kind of yeah, man, I really would have liked to have seen a sequel. That was a pretty damn good movie.
Well, Kevin Kline, right? Was it Kevin Kline?
Yeah.
No, was it? Yeah, Kevin Kline. I would watch him in anything. Love that guy.
Oh yeah, man, yeah.
But so this is in the capital city in Phnom Penh. I'm quite sure this is Phnom Penh. This is the Central Market. And Central Market has a lot of, see, if you go inside the building, the prices are a little more expensive in there because vendors pay a little more to be in the building. But on the outside, all around it, on the block, 2 blocks all around it, are shops and vendors, and they're all under umbrellas and shade. And you can get some smoking deals on, you name it, you can buy it there, pretty much. But yeah, wow. Beautiful Central Market. It's not only for food, they have clothing, electronics, you name it, like a flea market. Okay.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say,
this was one of my favorite snacks. Do you have a guess? One of my favorite snacks.
I won't.
Those are leaves. It's packaged. So the green is the packaging.
Leaves. The leaves are the.
You don't eat the leaf. Yeah, you don't eat the leaf. Yeah, that's like a sugar cane leaf, maybe, or but you don't eat the leaf. And it's wrapped in a vine, and that's the packaging. So no plastic, Rod. You open this, there's no plastic. You can throw this on the ground because it decomposes in a day. And I think that's why there's so much litter in Cambodia, really, because they're used to this and they haven't got their mind around, like they're still culturally used to throwing litter on the ground. So that's why you find
Well,
plastic on the ground, because they're used to this. They don't realize that plastic doesn't just go away. I don't think
well,
they
see,
get
that's
it
the
yet.
difference. See, that's the difference is because this, unlike plastic, this is biodegradable.
Yes,
It'll
exactly.
decompose and whatever, and that's great. Which actually there's
Yep,
nothing wrong with that. And really, we should be like that, but no, we're throwing
I think
fucking
so.
plastic everywhere.
Well, but this takes time. I mean, someone had to do this by hand, and I picked this up for like $2, and with
Nice,
an elastic band holding them all together. It was a snack for the bus. So, what does
nice.
it look like to you? What do you think's in there?
Is that bananas? Really?
Ooh, close. Sweet rice and raisins.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sweet
All
rice
right.
and raisins, and
No,
it
not
was
that close.
friggin' good. It was, like I said, it's simple, very simple. But if you went into like a specialty shop here in like Vancouver, you'd pay like $40 for those.
Probably. Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, but those were delicious. Just rice and raisins, man. It was delicious, all cooked together.
Huh.
And do you mind reading our friend PvP?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Pleasant Valley Picker says, if you're a fan of the four seasons, if you're a fan of the four seasons of the great TV series Wild Wild West, you will realize that the movie spits in the eye of the series and
Oh,
fans.
no, really? Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, they do
Uh,
that though these days, don't they? William
well,
Shakespeare Spielberg
yeah,
says,
but this
yes,
was
I'm a
19.
definite fan
This
of
was
the TV
19.
series.
That was 1999, and then honestly, I mean, I'd
Yeah, I
vaguely
don't
heard
doubt
that
the
there was.
movie veered off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was I mean, I know there was an old TV series, but on the other hand, too, I mean, I looked. I mean, all you had to do is look at the
Hello.
remote, look at the trailer, and you'd be like, man, this is nothing like that. And I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah. Pop
it's
culture
it's its
curator.
own vehicle.
Hello. Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Friend of
Hey, pop
Anti
culture
Girls and
creator,
Bears. So this is
curator.
again,
I mean,
you see these little shrines everywhere. People in Cambodia are religious, and it looked to me like they
mhm.
were Buddhist. And this is a Buddhist shrine with incense, the typical incense, and the typical orange Buddhist monk colors, and just decorated a little bit. So this is a religious shrine, and just in the middle of nowhere. You find them all over the place, and you go and you pay your respects, and you leave incense
Yeah,
if you want. And yeah, absolutely. And just interesting to see. You don't see those in Canada too much.
no,
And there's a close up. And if anyone knows more than I do, is this Vishnu? I want to say this is Vishnu with
no. I was just gonna say Vishnu.
parents. Yeah, I believe. I actually have a friend, younger than me, but a friend whose name is Vishnu, Australian friend of mine. Shout out to Vishnu. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, there is a close up of the Vishnu god. Okay,
There
here
it
is
is.
Angkor Wat.
The
Wat
Mortal
meaning
Kombat.
temple. This
Mortal
is
Kombat
Angkor Wat,
temple.
folks. This is why you come to Cambodia. This is, you go to Siem Reap, the town, and that's the jumping off point for going here. This is a World Heritage, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and unbelievable. It is hundreds of years old. It is hand carved. They limit the amount of people that go there, so you got to go early, and you can get in there, and you can go right up, and you can walk. It's a massive complex, acres and acres. Various stone temples and structures. Some of them they've left undisturbed. Because when they discovered this complex, it was all overrun by the Angkor people, overrun in jungles and forests. So some of it they left in that condition. So it looks like something out of Indiana Jones. Where if you saw the title, or if you saw the thumbnail photo for this tonight's stream, use Angkor Wat and one of those jungle-ridden temples. Gorge. It was expensive. There's a tourist price and a locals price, and I have no problem with that. It's a gorgeous
Yeah.
site, hand
Yeah,
carved.
Daniel's Hot Topics. That's what I said. I mean, I said that earlier, as a matter of fact. That's the Mortal. That is exactly where they filmed the
Oh,
Mortal Kombat.
yes, Rod said that. Absolutely. Oh, that's not the one. That's the one. That is exactly what it is. Yes, sir. It's old. It looks even older than it is. I think it's only a few hundred years old, but it looks thousands of years old. You know, with the
Yeah,
lion statues on the front there, the manicured
yeah.
gardens, just tropical. And there's not a lot of staff here, so you're free on your own. I mean, you can get guided tours, of course. There's all when you go to these sites around the world, folks. There's always people that will give you guided tours for the money, but there's no one to really. I mean, you can walk around and touch whatever you want, and as long as you're respectful, you can walk and explore the site all you want. It's it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. That is Angkor Wat, folks. Angkor Wat. Want to be one of the wonders of the world. I hope. I'm not sure that it is, but
No,
it's
it is.
one of the
It
most
is.
impressive. It's one of the most
It's one of
impressive
the
things
se-
I've seen in my life. So
it's one of the
these
7 man-made ones.
man wonders, yes. So this is all these tell stories. These are not Egyptian hieroglyphics, but these are Cambodian hieroglyphics, and
Yeah.
they just tell stories of their history, and it's all along the complex. And it would have taken. I mean, that's elaborate, man. Those steps. I mean, I was fit, and I had trouble going up and down those steps. Those are steep. People back
Yeah.
then must have fallen. Like, you got into the Sacramento
Cool.
line, and that was it. You're done.
Yeah.
But just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and I'll read this one if you can read the next one. Susan Dolan in the chat says, PvP. People need to find all those old movies and TV shows to preserve them for when the woke pigs come crashing down from their own stupidity. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Absolutely.
And do you mind reading this from our friend Mikey? Please,
Yeah,
Rob?
sure. Mikey Susie 4 says Wild Wild West before the Klein Smith reboot film did 2 movies. Wild Wild West Revisited 1979 and the two-part More Wild Wild West 1980.
Mm-hmm. Right. And yeah, PvP says his cousin and wife went to Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam at the beginning of the year. I haven't seen them yet to hear about it. I bet you they've got some stories, and you might see pictures just like this. Nowhere else in the world has this style that I've seen.
Oh yeah, no.
Even okay. So here's looking up at the stairs.
Oh man, that's flipping steep, man.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Ooh.
And you're on your own. There's no railings. There's no guides. I mean, whatever. Not there's tour guides, but there's no like staff to help you up here. It's I think how Canada and America used to be 50 years ago, where the idiots kill themselves off. You're left to your own devices, and if if you can't do it, you're on your own.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the remember the pyramid in Mexico. I can't. Man, it's escaping me. Yeah,
could be
chicken pizza. Yeah, that's right. Chicken pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
similar to this. Yeah.
They stopped letting people climb up the stairs and everything because they decided that they got tired of people walking away with rocks. So and then they're just
right.
Yeah,
right.
That's why people are taking stone pieces of the temple home.
So yeah, there is Angkor Wat from now. See, I climbed up to the top there, and this is looking back down at the temple complex.
Nice. Wow.
Unbelievable. And it's not just here. It's not just what you can see, folks. All in the jungle, throughout the jungle, all before you is different little temple complexes. So it's a big place, and it's full of that.
Wow.
Do you mind reading this, please, Bob?
Mikey Susie 4 says Angkor Wat is one of the largest temples in the world. Cambodian monks are a huge part of its ambience and quiet meditation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I believe it is spread out. I told you it was acres and acres. It is
Well,
one of
for
the
anybody,
biggest temple complexes I've ever been to.
yeah. Well, see, and for anybody who's seen Mortal Kombat, those are real monks. Those weren't extras.
Yeah.
Those were
Yeah.
just
Those are real
literal
monks,
actual.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
they explained to them what they were doing and everything, and like they're absolutely, they're like, oh no, they were totally happy with like
Yeah.
well, playing extras,
Yep. And there you go. There's the carved
Wow.
faces, the famous. This is what this temple is famous for. This complex, these giant carved faces in Angkor Wat, and a guy with a goofy Canadian hat on. Yeah, this is all Angkor Wat, folks. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend it. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen on this planet. Absolutely. And you can touch these. I didn't. Most people don't, but you can go right up and get as close as you want to them. And yeah, you can see how old that is. And there is a face. I don't know if you can see at the upper portion of that. There's a face on
totally.
each.
I can.
On
I
the
can.
upper part, there's a face facing each direction of the cardinal. East, west, north, and south.
I believe it. Yeah.
And
Like,
there's a
that's
face facing each direction, folks. And I can see two of the faces from here up top. And I don't know. You can go inside, almost like it's a tomb in there. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and in the chat, PvP says, I never understood that. I stole a rock from a temple. It will make a great bookend. Exactly, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you mind reading this from Mikey, please?
Oh, totally. Yep. Angelina Jolie also got permission to film parts of Tomb Raider around this huge temple too. Yes, that's right.
Oh, fantastic. A holy rock. They're probably very angry. Yes. Oh, you like the hat? Yeah, thanks, PvP. I liked it too. That's my old Boy Scout hat from the Australian Jamboree. Yeah, so here it is. Here's the Angkor Wat complex. You can see the faces in the stones up at the top, like in the towers, the giant faces that are carved into those. I hope you can see those, folks. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 faces up there. And actually, it's right about the center line of that photo, right along the center, but it's the tops of the buildings, the towers that are crumbled. I mean, obviously they're crumbled and decayed, but just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I so impressive, this complex. So old.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mikey Susie 4 makes a good point here, saying, I've been to Hawaii twice, and if you take anything from the Hawaiian Isles, you'll receive a curse until the item is returned. True story. I totally believe that. 100%.
Yep. But yeah, this is just fascinating. This temple complex in the jungle, Rod. It was mostly blue sky, at least this day, because there's not a lot of pollution in the air over here, because there's not a lot of industry around Cambodia. They don't have.
Blows my mind, man. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
You didn't even tell me you went to the Mortal Kombat temple, man.
I didn't realize. So there again, can you see the face on top there above the stone archway?
Oh, totally.
And then and then the supporting pillars coming down, almost like legs, like spider legs coming down on the sides. Really ornately carved. Just beautiful carvings, folks. And there's me. There's the cover photo from this stream. That is one of the giant fig. I believe that's a fig type of tree with the buttresses and the roots.
I was going to say, and it grew through the temple.
It grew through the temple, folks. That is a stone temple, and all that tree is just it covered it. It is totally.
Oh, look, stone temple plant.
That is a stone temple, folks, covered in giant. I mean, that looks right out of Indiana Jones to me. It, like, wandering around that, it looked like Indiana Jones, the temples.
Man, totally, man.
Yeah, you've unleashed the anger of the mighty Gorlath. Doesn't sound good. Sounds bad. And here you go again. So you can see the trees there are just, see, there is rubble. I mean, it is in a state of rubble, but they left that like that on purpose. Part of it, they didn't restore this part. so you could see what it looked like. And so there's a giant tree there. And see, in tropical areas, if anyone has not been to tropical areas, you can see that there's one main tree growing up here to the right there between the two stone structures. And then around that tree is what's known as a strangler fig. And I believe that's a fig. But a strangler fig is like it feeds off the big tree and it climbs right up it and it strangles it. It surrounds it. That's why it gets its name. And so that's a fig tree strangling that other big tree, and it has buttress roots going out all over and branches going all over, and it'll eventually kill that tree. What's the word for? It's not a symbiont because that's equally beneficial. What's the
no symbiont?
What's the term for? Yeah, but no, it's killing the other though. So it's there's a more nefarious term. Parasite. It's a parasite. That's it. The tree is acting like a parasite. Yeah, there you go. Is that Angkor Wat or another site? Radioactive, that is Angkor Wat. Yes, it is. Wat meaning temple or temple complex. That is Angkor or Angkor. Sometimes you see it spelled with a K, and sometimes you see it spelled with a G. In official documentation, even. Do you mind reading this from our friend?
Yeah, sure. Mikey Susie 4 reports that Angkor Wat is a Hindu Buddhist temple. One of the most sacred places on earth. Oh, absolutely.
There you go. And you know what? I felt it. I felt it being there. Parasite. Yes, thank you, William. I did get it. I didn't read your comment. I got it on my own, but thank you. I've dated a parasite or two in my time. Yes, okay. He recognizes it. The temple has been there since the 12th century, says Mikey. Okay, so all right. So that has been there. I said hundreds of years, not thousands. So it is like almost 1,000. Yeah, getting up there. Yeah, 900 years. Okay, get close to 1,000. Yeah, so there you go, folks. That is Angkor Wat. That is one of the most incredible temple. I mean, what would I put it up there with? I would put it up there with on par with any temples in Mexico? No. Any temples in India? Yes. Yeah. I would say so. A number. I mean, Jodhpur, that town has the temple of castle of the same name. I would say Guatemala. Guatemala has a site called Tikal, Tikel. That would be maybe on par. I still think this is superior, but Tikal would be up there as well. Just incredible sites. Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, more modern version would be Versailles, the Versailles Palace complex in France. But yeah, for old world, I mean, I haven't been to Greece. I haven't, Italy. I mean, the Parthenon comes to mind. The Parthenon, the Colosseum. Italy would rival. But I haven't been to Greece yet, Rod, yet. Not yet. So there you go, folks. And you can see the face on each side. There are 4 faces. And can you see the little faces along the bottom, the little busts, the little carvings on the bottom, surrounding those faces are surrounded by little carvings of figures all around. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. Huh.
Put it up there with the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. I haven't been to Mecca. Mayan, Aztec, and Yucatan Peninsula. No, in my opinion, this is farce. The Mayan and Aztec and Yucatan Peninsula doesn't come close to Guatemala. It doesn't come close to Guatemala or Cambodia. I mean, it's good. It's cool. They're very good. But this is a whole other level because these are more decorative. A lot of those ones have been stripped. A lot of them are not left in the jungle. They're stripped of vegetation and also the ornate decorations. Here in Cambodia, same as Guatemala, the jungle is still very much part of the site, which I found personally, for me, put it on another level. And Easter Island, yes, okay. I haven't been to Easter Island. It's on the list. I've been to England. I've been to England a bunch of times, but I haven't been to Easter Island yet.
Wow.
And would you mind reading this from PvP, please? A lot?
Yep. Isn't Pleasant Valley Pickers says, and they must have started. Yeah, they must have started as cubic blocks because before they were carved into them. Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that. I think so. Kind of looks
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh
Don't
no,
go
you
shopping
totally
in the
did.
Gaza Strip Mall. No, I probably would. So yeah, this is Angkor Wat, folks. Gorgeous with all the little figures carved in the bottom. And here again is another shrine, a little temple, and with some carved figures and a lot of incense. A lot of incense there.
Wow.
Here you go. And these are real Buddhist monks overlooking the jungle, just hanging out up top of the temples. And they weren't asking for money. They weren't asking for anything. We were allowed to take photos. They didn't. I asked, of course. And there you go. They were just hanging out at the temple because it's gorgeous. Nice. They were just enjoying the ambiance. I mean, hanging out at the temple all day long. You know, absolutely gorgeous. And these were younger fellows too. And you know, I didn't see any females. And if I did, they were shaved heads and they weren't wearing jewelry or makeup. And they're not large chested people in general over there. So some of them may have been females and I just didn't notice. It's possible. I'm not sure what their take is on that. And
definitely no
go,
DEI.
folks. These are the last photos. This is sunset going over the temple complex at Angkor Wat. There you go, folks. I love the ornate, intricate designs done on the rock carvings. So do I, Mikey. Absolutely. And I'm going to try. It's amazing the great things humans can create, says PvP. I just wish all the folks could be positive and create wonders. Well, that's kind of why I'm sort of doing this PvP, is sort of to expose people to share this with people, the beautiful things in the world. Yeah, this is man-made, all man-made, but it's set into nature. It's man-made, but it's in combination, in beautiful combination with nature. You know, they're together. They exist together, folks. You know, gorgeous. So, maybe I should have made this my cover photo, for the stream.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. So I'm going to, all right, stop the screen. And I've got a couple of short videos here from Cambodia that you can find on my Facebook, folks. I'm going to try and share with
Doesn't
audio.
Look like they're trying to fill their DEI quota there.
No, maybe not. So let's try and share video screen, share audio. Yes, Chrome tab. Yes. And I'll need just a minute here. No, that's not right. Okay, so let me. I've got yes, I do. Okay, I do have a couple videos here, Cambodia, and I can show them. I'm gonna pull it up, and I don't know if it'll do the volume again. We'll try. But here is in downtown Phnom Penh. So this is the capital city in Phnom Penh. So let's, and I should still be able to hear you, Rod. So I'm going to try and share audio. Here we go, folks. And if I click on that, pause, get that up. All right, Rod, how does that look to you? Is that decent size?
Oh, yeah, perfect. Just like the last time.
Okay, so this is near the market in Phnom Penh, in downtown Phnom Penh, near the central market, folks. And this is just a typical street and typical street life. And this is about 20 seconds.
The intersection in Phnom Penh.
Oh, you know what?
Cambodia, the capital city.
I can't do two panels.
Cambodia.
If we mute ourselves, it'll play. See, and this dude was just wandering around directing traffic. I don't know
Downtown.
what he was doing. Yeah, just a typical busy intersection
This is very
in
built up
Cambodia, folks.
and advanced.
People
for
just
Cambodia,
hanging out.
eh?
Like these guys were just hanging out on the mopeds all day. Yeah.
Huh.
That's no. We don't want to see Jag neat. We don't care about getting politics.
I'm reasonably certain
All right.
Don't drive here was there too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And back to the chat. Oh, no, it's not letting me. Why isn't it? Oh, because I'm on the wrong tab. Here we go. All right. Thanks for being here, everyone. Humankind thinks we are above nature when we aren't. We are a part of nature. I couldn't agree more, PvP, and I'm pretty sure Rod agrees with you there too.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
Oh, 100%.
Use the force, PvP. Let's go. And do you mind reading from PvP, Rod, just to finish up the chapter?
Yeah. Pleasant Valley Picker says, our minds may aspire to the heavens, but our bodies can keep us grounded on the earth where we came.
That
Keep
is
us
an
grounded in the
excellent-
earth where indeed.
Man, I'm going to end on that. I'm going to end on PvPs. Don't write any more comments, folks, because this is a perfect one to end on. Thank you, PvP. You're right. And Rod, thank you. Thank you, friend. Thank you very much for being here.
Awesome.
I really enjoy the travel, and I really enjoy sharing it, sharing the beauty of this planet, sharing the beautiful things, human culture.
You know, it's funny. I never thought I'd be able to contribute. Then I realized I knew a whole lot. And then I realized, damn, man, that's the Mortal Kombat
You're a
temple.
well-educated man.
And like,
You're a well-educated man. So thanks for being here.
Yeah,
man.
and I
appreciate it.
Yeah, now you can watch the Seamen. Episode 1 of season 4 of the Grand Tour, which goes directly to Cambodia.
I'll watch it with my brother. Yeah. All right, folks. Rod, before we go, do you want to promote anything? Because every Thursday night you can find us here. Rod sometimes joins me. Sometimes I have other hosts. Sometimes William Shakespeare joins me because he's traveled extensively as well. But every Thursday night here, we'll do travel talks with Spidey. And Rod, what would you like to promote? Because you're on YouTube a lot, and you're one of my original friends on here.
Thank you. Yeah. I started a Patreon, and I'm to promote to fund my second book.
Wicked.
Which I am putting in the private chat. There we go.
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic. And I'll throw that link. I will throw your Patreon right here. So if anyone wants to contribute to Rod's Patreon, absolutely. I'll put that right up there. So
there's my book.
And that was, so you're on this is your second book. Now your first has been published and distributed for how long now? How long has your first book been out?
I really didn't get any much promotion on behind it or anything. So it's actually been published for good Lord 10 years now. Because it's been 10 years.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since my brother and I first went to Cuba. To Cozumel in 2014.
Okay.
In 2015 we went to Cuba, and then 2016 we went to Cuba. But
And you've got the second book is in production, and
it is.
Now you're going to wait 10 years before, because I know you said you had a third one in mind. 10 years between each one.
Oh God, no. I want to try and keep it as low as possible because I want to start stacking the books up, and then
dude, awesome, good for you.
And then the other thing too is I had a published author, and actually, I'm published too. I mean, like a published signed author, and she said that she said, you know what, don't worry about trying to find an agent. She said, just get out there and get as many self-published ones out there as possible, and then because she said once you have at least 2 or 3, then publishers can look at you and just think, hey, I think he's got something here with this.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely, because you've got history. And James Caserta wants you to make a movie out of it. So I think that would make an excellent movie. You're not wrong. You're not wrong,
Thank you.
James Caserta.
That's actually my ambition. You know,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
I've even found a well, she was interested. You know, I mean, like you know, and
good
she
for you,
said,
man.
and she also said that she, you know, negotiate. And she said she bases her price on what the budget of the movie is too. So like,
Man, that's awesome.
you know,
Thank you,
yeah,
James.
her
Yeah.
name's Isabel Funches. She's Brazilian, but she lives in America, down in Florida actually.
All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock on the dot, midnight Central Time. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining
William
us.
Shakespeare.
Every Thursday night, you can find us here for Thursday night travel talk with Spidey. Thanks to Rod, and thanks to everyone on our chat. Thank you. I've been thanking you as you go. You know who you are, in particular, the wrenches. So thanks for that, and have a good night. We'll see you next Thursday, folks.
See you.
If you don't catch Rod and I sometimes
Oh.
pop on all the time. You might catch us before.
Oh.